Okay, that was Chainsaw Man, episode 5. That episode flew by for me.
It honestly felt like it was 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Definitely felt pretty short. It was maybe like a setup episode.
Yeah.
Almost like an introduction to the characters that we were wondering about. You know, we didn't know who else was a part of this Division 4. Also, we're getting a character. I thought that like Aki was the lead, maybe even the most senior person in this division, but it seems like there is another person who's actually had 6 partners before him. Himeno.
I think that I have a lot of questions about some things.
You know, that is fair.
But we'll get to them.
Okay.
Starting out in the episode, though, oh my god, it happened twice. The first time, Denji, he wasn't too happy with it. But the second time, he was very happy with it.
It didn't, meet his expectations the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to say that I don't think it was wholly due to the breast pads. I would like to think that it was just because he didn't feel, attracted to power or wasn't into power like that.
Yeah.
So
he was thinking of it very one-dimensional, rather than the three-dimensional
not
thing that it
connected
is.
To a person. Well, it's a fiend.
I don't know how to describe my feelings throughout the entire scene
with Makima,
because Makima, every scene she's in gives me very eerie vibes almost.
There's these manipulative vibes.
Yeah.
But also like this kindness, this softness, and this warmth that it's like, I feel like I could never actually know exactly what she's thinking. And in this moment, is she being nice or is she being manipulative?
I'm not confident at the moment with how much of what Makima says is truth in regards to her care for Denji.
Right.
I think that it's a little scary to think that to think about what she's willing to do to get what she wants, what she's willing to give to get what she wants.
And we're also seeing now from last episode with Aki and us hearing that as long as there's a usefulness, then there's a willingness to sacrifice some amount of himself. And then in this episode, we get another character that has a contract. And it seems like almost we could possibly be seeing that she's treating Denji like a devil contract and not like he was a teenage boy before any of this.
I think that's a really good way to put it, because it's operating on the same give and take, that what we understand contracts and how they work, they do the same thing.
But she gave that whole spiel about, wanting to be someone who knows you and all of that. But none of that was about someone that loves you.
Yeah.
And wants to be with you. It was all about knowing the person.
So
knowing about, how long their fingers are.
I wonder how, in any regard, Denji would be powerful enough to kill something like a gun devil.
The blast that gun devil created.
So I want to get to that, because that's where my questions lie. Right, we are introduced to Taiyo, which is Aki's brother, and then we see the devastation that killed 1.2 million people within 5 minutes.
And it looks like it blasted in through different countries. Like it was maybe like a straight line across the globe almost, it looks like.
So this is my question. Am I, as I see Aki's family being blown away, right?
Were you...
Is there something like 100 miles in the air? Is there a giant comedic space-sized bullet flying by, and this is like
I don't know,
wind from it.
I was just picturing that this gun devil's in one country, and it's just a straight shot, basically blast across the whole globe.
Yeah,
it like literally in a line, like almost like an equator,
like
line
an All Might punch.
Yeah,
but it just like decimates
but this is
everybody.
I pictured bloody, gruesome gore for how Aki's like him hiding in a closet to get away from this devil. That is what I pictured when I heard that his family was killed by a devil.
I expect like my go-to was it to be more personal and like individual.
Yes. Way more like the devil broke into their house.
Yeah.
Like way more like, but this almost feels like he didn't even have to see the death of his family. There's something that even takes away the personal part of like actually seeing them dead himself.
Yeah.
And like watching it happen. This is like all he saw was an object being basically blown to bits, and then it was the knowledge of knowing that they were in there that is what hurts and what makes him realize what's happened. But it does further remove him from it than I was picturing. Really intimate, terrifying, blood and gore fight with the devil.
I would love to know, and I'm sure everybody would love to know, and we inevitably will, what the gun devil looks like.
Maybe that's just gonna be like one of those running bits in this whole season, is gonna be like that we don't even know what the gun devil even looks like. Is it gonna be like a Puchita with an automatic weapon on its head instead of a chainsaw?
Well, let's think about it. Like, what rules do we have to go off of in regards to devils so far in their visual appearance? We have the zombie devil, like that didn't really look like it was like distorted zombie.
Yeah. I wish we knew what Power looked like before Power took on the form that she is in now of a fiend. But
we don't know. What do we know though? Batty.
Bat devil.
And that looked like a bat.
And then a leech, and we've seen a sea cucumber.
And we had Pochita. Mm-hmm. And Pochita, I think, is our best bet, right? Because it seems like
it's an inanimate object being turned into a devil and not an animal.
At the moment, that's my best guess, is that if it's an inanimate object, then it can have a secondary property to it that does not have to pertain to the thing that it is the devil of.
I almost feel like there's going to have to be something humanistic with it.
I agree with you.
I almost feel like they're leaning towards this. That there's obviously this theme that's really heavy in the show of the people that are slightly different, that are maybe more connected to the devils or befriending them. And I feel like they're painting this gun devil in this parallel almost to Denji, because Denji's this chainsaw devil, you know? So I'm like, I feel like there might be something humanistic with the gun devil.
Yeah, I wonder if the gun devil, and the reason that Denji's the man for the job, the gun devil is another human who has embodied, or made
where has
some
it
sort
been
of
all
pact
this
with the
time?
devil. Yeah.
Where has it been all this time? Is it the same situation of lonely teenage boy finds an automatic weapon orange puppy in the woods, and then mobsters kill him and the gun decides to save his life? Like,
not sure. I imagine that that's gonna be like our end game, right?
I was like, oh, we're about to meet it, but now that we're like, we have to accumulate all of these pieces in order to then find this gun devil.
Well, it leads me to believe that we were wrong last episode, right? Like
that how could the gun devil have been the one that blasted Denji's arm up? Why would the gun devil be in this specific place at this specific time?
Well, the simplest explanation is that we were wrong about it. That instance on Denji's arm was not a shot, and it was from the other devil. And then the later quote about the bullet just pertains to this episode and was just, just prefacing it.
Yeah, they were wondering if the Bat Devil and the Leech Devil were stronger, because now we know that some lower level devils are either being they used language of being fed. Like there's some mischievous person or fiend out there feeding these devils. What if the gun devil is doing that? Like, what if the gun devil is in hiding but orchestrating all of this chaos by feeding lower level devils, part of itself, it goes into that idea of contracts that we're already getting.
I'm kind of impressed with us for us to have guessed about a gun devil last episode in the discussion based off of wrong evidence. It's like getting the right answer on a math test with using the wrong formula.
I mean, we were given like in some admission to there being something to do with a gun later in the episode, but I literally believed that his arm, I thought that there was going to be like someone was going to sway the camera, and there was going to be a civilian or a police officer or someone with a weapon, like a gun, and had shot Denji thinking Denji was also evil.
So we saw like the little bullet like kind of like leaning towards the building, right? That definitely lets us know that at some point in the series, we're going to see the same shot, but it's going to be like standing upright, the bullet, and just like pointed directly at a place. Because it said that the more flesh it has, the stronger the attraction.
Also, how do we go about this idea now of will Power or Denji ever partake in some of the gun devil in order to level up or be stronger? I mean, they've already put it out there in the universe that it's a possibility.
Very true.
That it could happen. They would have to really trust them. But I would be really, obviously I'd be really intrigued to see what would happen there.
So
they're so easily swayed. They're like, you're gonna give me gum? Yes.
Everybody's talking about the gun devil. I want to meet the gum devil. The gum devil's so like scary. The coolest devil.
It's more just annoying because it's like under desks.
I love the sound design in the show. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to that because I'm always impressed by it, and I always like am reminded of it, I guess. But the thing I really want to talk about is that of the contracts, because time and time again we are seemingly being reminded that the most common way to fight against devils seems to be with making a contract with one, right?
Yeah,
the most normal, I guess.
It seems like that's the most, other than, I think they said that guns were being used to deal with devils.
Yeah.
But it seems like maybe the more effective way against even stronger devils is to then make a contract with the devil yourself. But gosh, the ghost devil.
So cool.
How do you even meet with the ghost devil? How do you even find the ghost devil to make a contract with the ghost devil if you can't even see them?
Well, I think the better question is why would a devil make a pact with you? Because obviously we are getting these contracts and we're being told what is taken from them in order to be used, like eye for a hand here or eye for an arm. But why? Like what? Like, can you make a pact with the gun devil? What would entice the gun devil enough? Like, why is an eye so enticing to a ghost devil who would,
I think you just said something really brilliant here, which is I think we are being set up to believe that if there are good guys that can make contracts with devils, then there are also bad guys that can make contracts with devils.
I mean, we saw that in the first episode from the mob that was in control of Denji, and they technically did make a deal.
They thought they were in a contract with the devil, but I'm talking like bad guy that actually has a contract. I also wanted to point out that Himeno's contract with the ghost devil must have happened right before meeting Aki.
Because you saw the fresh...
Yeah, but she was also in a sling.
Yeah.
So what type of battle took place for her? Was it a last-ditch contract that she offered up in harm's way? Is that the picture that I'm
Maybe she was fighting the ghost devil.
Was she fighting the ghost devil? And...
I'm unsure. I would love to see... a contract be made in front of my eyes, like on screen, so I could really understand or really see it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because, oh my god, Ghost Devil hand has to be like the coolest move in this show yet.
And the fact that like Power couldn't even touch it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, there's nothing I love more than like the strong, empowering energy I'm getting from the like female characters.
Yeah.
In the show so far. I'm like, these are boss women. These are awesome women. Like Himeno specifically. I don't know how I feel about Makima. She kind of scares me.
Yeah.
But I feel kind of safe with Himeno. I trust Himeno, so...
Do you think that, like, the ghost now has a human in real world eye that he can use to his advantage? Like, devils aren't stupid. There has to be some benefit to them.
Is there going to be a moment where she takes off the eye patch and that can do something else? Because it's the ghost's eye? Like, it's a ghost eye.
Well, no. It's not the ghost eye.
Well, the ghost took the eye. So maybe then there's, like, some other superpower the ghost can do in the form of the contract.
But where is the ghost devil? Is this, like, a contract that was made and now they're both on their own ways? The ghost devil's missing a hand and has a human eye? Like...
You might be right. You might be right. The ghost devil's, like, not even there, and that's just the ghost devil gave its arm and took her eye.
Yeah, it's very interesting, though. It's very cool. I like the whole, I guess, magic system in this world, for lack of a better way to put it.
I'm also liking that, at first I was like, wow, Aki and all of these public safety, they don't feel like they need anything like a Denji or a power. They can fight devils on their own. No, they need devil power.
There was
seemed hypocritical.
There was a line about people going private in regards to devil hunting.
They either die in the first year or they go private.
Yeah, which I imagine is an extremely lucrative business, right? But I thought that leaves me with an interesting question. Why isn't Aki private? Like, what is Aki's motive? Is Aki doing this? Is Aki with this organization for his benefit in some regard? Is he part of the public safety for a specific reason? Like, we obviously saw that he was trained by somebody, right? Yeah. Who was the person who trained him? How did he get into that business? For the 1.2 million people who were killed, were all of their family members preyed on for potential public safety employees because they had a vendetta?
Maybe.
And, like, you know?
I think the answer to why Aki would still be here and not private, I feel like either we could say that he has feelings for Makima, but I also think that when Himeno said to Aki not to die on her, I think in that moment, and then we get that reiterated in real time, there's an obligation there for a partner, someone who counts on you. And Aki does say they're not going to have our backs about Denji and power, which I think is safe for him to say. Like, watch out for your own back, protect yourself. But I think that as partners, they have that for each other.
I agree with you.
And I'm really, really excited for having more interaction between the two of them, maybe fighting together.
What do you think the devil is that we're facing up against now?
Okay, that's probably the best final, like, question. Yeah. Hotels aren't scary. And we do know that it can be an inanimate object, and now we know... Can it be an idea? I mean, what is a ghost, technically? A ghost is a belief to some people. Some people believe it's real and some people don't. So can an idea that is given power by people, like the gun devil became powerful as more people were scared of it, and it basically came into being because of people being scared. So what would be, is it a disorienting devil?
Time devil?
Illusion devil? Lost devil? Like, is it an idea? Is it a concept that scares people? Like, people are scared of being lost.
I don't know. Dream devil? We could all be asleep, you know?
Maze devil.
Maze devil?
A maze is an object, right? Yeah. Oh, how do you even beat that, though?
I'm not sure, but
how do they get out?
I guarantee. Okay, I really.
Hotel of Horrors for real. Every door. There's gonna be like little, like a head, like feet. Oh.
I'm so excited to learn about Kobeni's like techniques and abilities. I'm really excited for. Yeah, same with Arai, but Kobeni, like, I always want to know what the timid character has.
Are we really excited to see Arai when he's basically just competent, apparently? You know, that doesn't get my hopes up. And he's motivated, like, cool, he'll give a speech.
He's a hard worker,
but it's not gonna be like an awesome epic fight.
I don't know, we'll see. Maybe he's a badass.
I mean, he really wants a kiss on the cheek, so
You good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time. If it's an inanimate object, then it can have a secondary property to it. If it's an inanimate object, then it can have a secondary property to it. If it's an inanimate object.
If it's an inanimate object.